CHARD, rainbow chard, but also herbet. So herbet is a form of perpetual spinach, and rainbow chard you can get in many different colours: red, orange, white, just all the colours of the rainbow, and we harvest it all year round. It's a good alternative to spinach. You can use it in stews, curries, stir fries, salads, and it's filled with nutrients and vitamins.
So with the cucumbers, at the beginning we plant them with a ball of string wrapped around the roots, and then as they grow up we start to wind them up the string and initially take off the first 3 cucumbers. That allows it to put more energy into the kind of upright habit of it, so that we get more vegetative growth. As it's growing up, we remove these bits called side shoots, which are these tiny sections that will form essentially a clone of itself, which we want to remove, so we just have one strong vertical shoot rather than multiple side shoots. At each point there's a leaf, a cucumber and a side shoot. This is the beginning stage of the cucumber formation with the flower. So some of them don't need pollination, some of them do need to be pollinated in order to get a good growth of cucumber. This one needs a little bit more growth. When it's tapered at the end, it needs to be left on the plant for another day or so. But at the moment we're picking these every 2 days because they juice so frequently.
So most of the garlic that we consume in the UK is grown in China, and quite a lot of it is grown in Spain. It's actually relatively easy to grow in the UK, it just requires quite a long rotation. I love garlic. It's really, I think the smell of it is so warm and rich and punchy, and when we're harvesting it you can smell it on the wind, and when we bring it into the bed shed it just fills the room. We plant it in November, quite late, almost towards December, and we find that when we plant it later on in the season it's less susceptible to rust. Typically you'll get rust on your alliums as they start to grow old, but one of the nice things about garlic is that you can start harvesting it just as a green stem, and you can eat it a bit like a leek or a spring onion, and then as the bulbs form and you get these good cloves, the skin will harden and you'll want to break them up and peel the cloves and eat them separately. But you can be harvesting it for about 6 weeks, anywhere from kind of end of April to the end of June and mid-July even. It then will store all the way through till November.
So these plants here were sown in about February. They grew up in our propagation tunnel until they were big enough to plant out in April. Just in the last couple of weeks they've been about ready to harvest. Where the plant fruits, this is what we call a truss. So there's lots of green tomatoes that are waiting to ripen up, and then these tasty red ones which we're going to be picking pretty soon. The most common way of pruning tomatoes is to take out the side shoots. So this is a side shoot, and what we do is we take off the side shoots so that the plant can focus on producing these fruiting trusses. So where the yellow flowers are, every single one of these, once pollinated, will turn into a tomato.
This gigantic tunnel is something that got built this winter. It took about 2 months with lots of help, and it's such a nice space. The main thing I like about it is that we've planted loads and loads of fruit trees in here, which is quite rare actually. So we've got a post and wire system, and then the fruit includes apricots, peaches and nectarines. So they'll sort of form a fan, so we're going to train them and prune them into a fan system. Also on the wall over there we've got grapes, so they form a gigantic curtain which will be really good. So it's going to be prolific and delicious.